You already know the motto. They scared, but I'm not. I'm so pessimistic about the OG Anunoby. This is nothing new, apparently, for the Toronto Raptors. The only reason that Anunoby was even available to be drafted number 23 overall in 2017 was the fact that he tore his ACL during his final year in college at Indiana. The appendectomy. Wow. The appendectomy in 2019. It prevented him from being a part of the Kawhi Leonard-led championship run, right? His last 2 years have been brutal, with a combined 50 games since the start of 2020, 2021, with the calf injury hurting him for most of the year of last year. Anunoby has now suffered 2 bone injuries. Ujiri was a bit worried about the fact of the cornerstones of his master plan to rebuild his team has sustained significant knee, hip, calf, and appendix hand injuries before turning 25 years old. Or Ujiri should be just a bit worried. This is an article from 2 years ago about the Toronto Raptors. OG Anunoby on his latest injury, if he thinks he's snake bit, stuff happens. You can't control it. There are worse things that can happen. So he's very, optimistic since the entire time. And Anunoby has now sustained a serious injury in 3 of the last 4 seasons that should give the Raptors some cause for concern. With more mileage on that body, could the injuries keep increasing?
Perhaps. So, Fabian, you don't want to pay him? Let me just ask you flat out. You don't want to pay him?
I'll get to that in a second. Perhaps the decision to acquire Thad Young has influenced in part by OG's durability. He's an extremely talented player that has earned every penny of the multi-year extension, but his body has now started to betray him in a insignificant fashion lately. His future in Toronto is just a touch dimmer. Was there a part of this that I thought I read everything. He'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks after fracturing a finger. That's considering that OJ has not played 70 games in the season since his rookie year. His durability is being examined with a fine-tooth comb. Is there cause for concern? Right. Would I pay OG Anunoby? Hell yes. None of this would stop that. I think you're not going to supermax him. All these things give you a reason to negotiate against him.
He's not a supermax player.
I think he has supermax potential. I think when you affect the game like this, you're in a different category.
Like 300 million. That's
what
you're saying? He's that type.
No, the injury stopped him from doing that. If he was fully healthy and he played every single game from when he got here, this conversation would be different. If he played every single game,
I would never think to pay him.
Why?
Because what his role on the team, what we expect out of him, what he brings, what he's brought in his career thus far, he has not shown to be a $300 million player. And I don't think that's being disrespectful. He's an excellent NBA player, 1,000% an excellent NBA player, a guy that deserves big money. But a super max, respectfully, no. He's not a guy that you can go get 25 a night from. That, again, like I said before, there's levels. And the comparison to Kawhi, that's where the buck stops. Because guess what? I can hand the ball to Kawhi right now and say, with the talent I have around me right now, and even before that, with different talent, here, Kawhi, go get me 25 a night and take me here. Take me home. I don't think OG doesn't have that. So that's a lot of money to. I'm not reducing him to a 3-and-D guy, but a lot of what he does is in the ballpark of just being a 3-and-D guy. So I don't think you spend that kind of money on that type of player. Again, not being disrespectful to who OG is as a pro.
I think it starts with the fact that we disagree on who's most valuable on the team, who's more important, especially when the vision now is, again, Tom Thibodeau, defensive style coach, and you have your player here. When Mitchell Robinson was healthy, he was the identity of the team because he's a defender, a super defender, offensive rebounder, and now you're continuing the style of play that Thibodeau wants. But he's nowhere near the star player that epitomizes the team, the style of play that you're looking for. OG is. And when you combine that together, especially when you get the results, it's not like we didn't see any results. We're looking at the results and we're going, oh, this is a championship team? This is crazy.
15-2 with OG.
And if he's there the entire time, the whole league is scared. Everybody's scared. And I think, the article we just read, Toronto and they've been had, causes for concern. Rudy Gobert had a Supermax deal the last time when he signed, when that was available. And even he gets, questioned for as being, that impactful on the court. You can play him off the court with certain plays or whatever it is. But to me, it's like, if he's healthy, we ain't never questioned Rudy Gobert's health. That's part of the reason why he earned a Supermax deal. Because like you always say, availability, best ability. That's what's going to hinder this. That is a major reason why we don't want to give you anywhere near a Supermax deal, OG Anunoby. Period. But to me, talent-wise, you just as great as someone can be on offense, anybody in the league is on offense. That's what I've seen from OG on defense. And then it's crazier because the little bit that whatever he provides on the offensive end, that 3 to 6 point swing per 2 possessions, that's different. That's just a different. You pay that guy whatever it takes because they're gonna take you. They cause stops at the end of the game, at the end of a shot clock, and the halftime. They change the momentum of the game at any given time. Those are to me, the biggest playmakers in NBA history are the two-way guys that can call swings like that and control the foul line, of course.
I totally agree, but I still can't get on board with super maxing my guy out. Pause. But definitely give him some big money. We got to pay.
I think we do agree about that.
Yeah.
Cameron Goldberg, do you think OG learned some things from Kawhi when he was on the? Wait, are you saying? Because you know where my brain is going, Flea. Did you learn some tricks?
No, I think he's being serious.
Hold on, let me wait. Did you learn some tricks from Kawhi about to scam the NBA through injuries?
No, that's not what. Read what Cameron said. You see, spin. You see, that's the epitome of spinning some shit. Read what the brother Cameron Goldberg has said. Big shout out to Cameron.
Do you think OG learned some things from Kawhi when he was on the Raptors?
Not what you interpret. Answer the brother's question.
I think you could. I think he's OG comes off like such a smart dude. I would think the way he plays. Yeah, and it looks like he watches tape. It looks like he looks like a scientist. He comes off like a scientist. He just does. I don't know if it's again. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. But there has been a podcast that was announced, right? And that's what I'm excited about when listening to that. The Kobe Bryant when he was talking about basketball. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We haven't heard OG break down the game yet, but just he's pretty eloquent, right? He speaks very well.
I think I mean, just watching him, I think he's a smart basketball player. Hoopers that move without the basketball, that are not Super Bowl dominant, but affect the game still, right? Guys that find themselves always open. All of those kind of things are skills. So I think he's a super smart player. You have to be smart in terms of knowing how to play defense, especially on-ball defense. So he's a super, super smart player. Just because I haven't heard him talk the game doesn't mean that, when I'm watching what he's doing on the basketball court, I think he, just flat out, he gets it. Some guys don't, some guys do, and some guys don't. Big shout out everybody in the comments. Just Knicks.
Just Knicks, what's going on, baby? GM's in Land Empire. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Malachi the Don is in the building. Danny Berry, of course.
DB.
So, but we agree about OG.
Yeah, I think we pay him.
We agree he learned some things from Kawhi Leonard. For TV, you already know the motto. They scared, but I'm not.